Ah.
Mm. Twitch will be a booty. Yes. Mm. Mm. Mhm.
Hmm. And so with that, there they are. The boys spot you as you approach.
Oh, right.
Cracklia then whispers into your ear to be very careful.
Mm.
Well, says Percy, you look lovely this morning.
Oh my.
And that is correct. And so I will be deciding the fate of the Majorette of the Mind tonight.
Mm.
And so let us continue. Hmm.
Oh boy.
And Logan he's not fuming. Why would you think he was fuming? He's not upset at this. He is perfectly in control of his emotions at the moment.
Totally.
And Logan starts blinking a lot, and Percy kind of shoots him a sharp glance, and Logan, his eyes still wide, he sort of gives a he shrugs one shoulder, tilts his head a little bit, with an air of like yeah, what of it? Hmm. goes Percy.
Mhm.
Well, you had something on your mind, clearly. Or did you want your boyfriend to do the talking for you?
Oof.
And Logan speaks up one moment. So, we're looking for some rather specific details. She's been undergoing majorette training recently, and we came here to learn just how it is that the Major's magic works. The question sort of confuses Percy a little. How it works? You mean like the overall relation it has to Oberon, or like how we use it, or what? How you guys tap into it? So, still not necessarily fully understanding what he's being asked, he proceeds to do the best he can.
Hmm.
Well, how do I put it? He talks about this masculine ideal. What he says is to sort of just clear your mind of distraction, focus clearly on the goal, and to, let's see, he usually talks about how one does not need to fight with brute force. We simply have to demand with our will and then let ourselves have it. And we can do basically, well, basically whatever we want. So what he does is to bring his hand under the table, under the corner of the table, and just begins to lift it completely off of the ground, just about 2 inches, all four corners. The balance makes no sense, but he's doing it anyway. I guess
Mm.
that's one way of saying it. And Logan has a look on his face of like kind of clenching his neck and like he's holding back a geyser. Just he wants to say something, but he's holding himself back, and that's when Percy looks over to you and then asks, "So, how about the Majorettes? How is it that you tap into your power?"
Oh boy.
Elegance and grace. So, not like mountains of emotion, you don't get stronger when you sob about something.
My God.
And
That's
then
not how girls work.
and then Logan slaps his hand on the table. They're exactly the same thing. All this talk about masculinity, femininity between the two, you guys, you both, the majors and the majorettes, are doing exactly the same thing. Something is not right here. He goes over, starts rubbing his between his eyes, and he goes to address both the major and the majorette. I hate to say this, but one or both of you is either being lied to or just not being given the whole story. You're being told that this masculine or feminine ideal is the secret, but as we can clearly see, between the guy over here and the girl over there isn't any difference. Something isn't right here. So, is it a matter of you all not trusting Oberon? Or should I not trust Titania?
Good answer.
Evidently the peanut gallery has some comments to make.
Yeah, sorry, I just realized I never checked to see if the mic on my stream end was even unmuted.
Regardless, you have your question to respond to.
Mhm.
You know, the funny thing is, I was actually willing to talk about this to make a bit more to at least ensure that what I started to suspect by your description at first was exactly what Logan just said.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So, kind of a personal detail, Percy, but I sort of became her attendant. And Percy blinks a little bit. Attendant? Wait, you guys get attendants?
I facepalm again. Good grief. And good
You guys are
grief,
getting paid?
good grief, phone call.
Of course.
Ah,
Yeah, I promise I will be right back. Let me mute.
get to the phone call. Phone call.
Yo, wrong chat, wrong chat. Delete. Mm.
Yeah, apparently that's a perk that the majorettes get
Mm.
that the majors do not. Apparently.
Have you seen that movie?
Nah, I have not.
We're the Millers. It was actually quite funny.
I don't know why, but that title, for whatever reason, gives me some weird O'Doyle rules vibes.
Mm.
Do they all die horribly?
No.
Oh. Let's see here's.
But I love that meme so much. I have seen the movie once, but it was so good.
Meanwhile, at least as far as first hours go,
Mm-hmm.
Bun Boy is actually doing relatively well as far as views go.
Woo!
Favorites, they're still kind of up in the air.
Alright.
I'll have to wait till tomorrow to really get a good grasp on that.
Yeah. One comment, but that doesn't count because it's from me. It's still interaction, though.
Yes, I know.
And I don't even usually comment very often, so that's kind of a big deal in its own way.
Mwah.
I
I love you.
love you too. I am playing with Putty.
Putty.
Putty that my physical therapist gave me.
You just can't get over that particular detail, can you?
It's just the funniest thing. Like, here! You're in physical therapy. Have some putty.
Have goo.
Have some silly putty to fidget with.
Slightly resistant goo.
The resistance is exactly why I have it.
Let's see.
Welcome back.
Yeah, again, sorry.
So, to resume what Logan was about to say.
Yep.
So, as an While serving my duties as an attendant, I sometimes attended the presence of Queen Titania herself. His face is beet red, and Percy just sort of raises an eyebrow. Okay, so you got to see the Queen. That's cool, I guess. And I sort of became a woman. And Percy blinks.
Blink, blink.
Yeah, apparently in her realm, if you stay too long, any male becomes a female.
And that he shake head and just kind of runs his fingers through his hair for a moment, trying to get her. Why would she do that? What does she gain from that? It wasn't anything that she actively did. It sort of happened, and reversing it a little bit of a yeah.
Let's just
At
say it was a shocking
point-
experience.
Point. I'll bet because that's not how fairy magic works.
What?
Trust me, I answer directly under Puck. I've learned a thing or two about how this works. Those kinds of residual type yeah, that's not a thing. If anybody changed from one thing into another, it's because somebody wanted him to. And Logan's eyes sort of open wide.
Bug out.
What are you talking about? You mean somebody specifically turned me into a you know, and Percy looks at him and says, the word is woman. And yes, that is how fairy magic works. So I think the ones who need to check the ones who need to look at their own circles would be you guys. So he stands up, straightens out his clothing. Well, I hope you enjoy your new boyfriend for as long as he remains he. And I will catch you on the flip side.
Not quite yet. You said you answer under directly to Puck, but not King. Why is that?
Well, normally, you know how you have those little fairies that follow you around everywhere you go?
I nod my head.
Yeah, well, Puck does that job for all of us. He sort of appears where he is sent and gives us our orders for the day.
We don't take orders.
Not guidance. Not even a warning?
And then he kind of tilts his head, looks at Cracklia. You mean that little thing doesn't tell you the will of your queen at all times? Constantly nagging you, as I always imagined? And, Cracklia just sort of, pouts a little bit. Like, I don't nag. I just, strongly recommend.
I pat her head. And we're all the better for it, my dear. Still, this might be in line with what I'm fearing at the moment. Because depending on how long it might have been, things might be worse on His Majesty's side than we think.
What are you talking about?
Some time ago, we actually dealt with, well, let's say a different being who called himself Patrick. And he was able to take control of the King of Dragons. And though
Patrick, yeah, that thing. We were waiting.
yeah, well, we thought that we had defeated him, but there's a chance he might have left some unexpected surprises, especially since after we found one of his spells on Logan and Daru already. And Ren.
I see.
I know, it probably sounds
Well-
foolish, but at this point, I'd rather you at least have a heads up and keep an eye on the king. Puck might be at least free of this, but there's no telling if His Majesty's not been affected by this as well. Probably longer than anybody expected.
Well, there's one thing I can say. Nothing is controlling Oberon. If you really understood he was, he's beyond that.
Maybe. But that doesn't mean that he won't listen to suggestions that may sound good.
That actually sounds more like him. Alright. All I can spare this. No telling where Puck might be spying at a given moment.
Eee.
Understood.
So, he stands up, straightens out his clothing again, and bids you both farewell before making his way down the street. And yeah, Logan is sort of quietly fuming at the moment.
I gently hold his hand. Are you alright?
I think that Quillard owes me an explanation.
Honestly, I think we're all owed an explanation. Especially
And-
practically out in the other fairies.
Crackly isn't saying very much at the moment.
Oh boy. It's always a great sign.
Cracklia, do you have something to say?
I think we just see the Queen. And Logan asks, did she say something? He's not wearing the tiara, so he can't see her or hear her.
Cracklia is saying that we should see the queen.
You know what? I think we should too. Oh, that weird magical bus thing. Go pay her a nice little visit, huh?
There's no talking you both out of this, is there?
I don't like questioning the Queen, but
But after all that's been
Yes.
discovered, there are things that you need to be clarified of.
Basically. Alright, so how exactly does that bus thing work?
I don't think anyone's ever explored that. Usually it just kind of picks us up when the queen wants us there.
And
Camilla, you're not there. So you can't tell us that.
I know. Given college
Cracklia sighs and says, "The bus you're talking about doesn't come unless she sends it.
But do we need
The
the
best
bus?
we can do... Well, the only other way we could get there would involve... let's see. She looks up into the sky, starts counting the little clouds up there. Okay, where is it today? It's, up there, and, okay, you see that little cloud up there?
Yes?
So, that actually has a doorway that we sometimes use to get to and from Titania's court. It's usually in a different place all the time, hovering over where the Majorettes tend to do battle. We like to obscure it behind clouds so that people don't happen upon it. But, well, it's kind of a tall jump to get there, and we're not going to make it up there without help.
Should have expected as much.
And with that, we are heading back to Camilla's side.
Hello. We're talking
And
about promise rings.
Oh boy.
point on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So, the promise ring is like some kind of reservation?
What? No, it's. I guess in a lot of ways it's similar to an engagement ring, but not quite. It's a little bit. It's less binding.
It still sounds like you're trying to reserve me.
You know,
It's
Carol
not
Hayes,
just
not
about
wrong.
that. It's about making any kind of promise. And the
Well, I'm not of a mind to make big promises at the moment.
I'm just saying, in the future, I would want to consider it.
All right, fine. You've made your point, and now I'm going to go for real, and no giant horse is going to stop me.
Come, Caspian.
And Caspian does as he is told,
Mm-hmm.
creating enough of an opening for the Oni to make his way away. And
Gives him a quick peck on the cheek before before she lets him go.
Aww.
What am I going to do with you? So he forms a hand sign and is overtaken by a wave of shadowy clouds before it all dissipates, leaving nothing behind.
I get on to Caspian and ride off out of the caves.
And also, Camilla,
Mm-hmm.
you got a message.
Yep. I check my message.
And that message is actually from your swimming instructor, Barbara.
Barbara?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's unexpected.
That's concerning, is what that is.
And it simply says, "We need to talk. Come by my office at your earliest convenience."
I look over at Spritzia.
Well, maybe she has something normal to talk about. You know.
She was never returned properly, I don't think. I think
Oh
she
boy.
still got. I'll let the others know where I am.
All right. So I'll be close, of course, in case the worst happens.
Yeah. Of course you're coming with me. So I message I said Camilla. No, I message Max and Mafia, let them know that I'm going to be heading to Barb's office, but I'm very, very suspicious, and to keep their eyes out. Keep close, but not like interfere unless I have explicitly said so.
Could I text back?
Yes. Yes, you can.
All right, then I'll text back. Very well. Stay on your guard. On my way to see the Queen.
I text back just a bunch of question marks and exclamation points.
And Max responds with an upward-facing arrow pointing toward the exclamation point.
Well, I guess that's one
Like
way to get
this.
everybody's attention.
This right here is what I'm responding with.
Al said, "Be on guard."
And Max is like, how come you get to see the Queen?
I'm sure there's something going on.
Oh, all I get to do is
Anyhow, I will be off.
And so trek there is rather uninterrupted. And when you arrive at the location, let's move this flag thingy here
Mm-hmm.
back to the campus. You find her calmly.
Make sure you got players also being able to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong
Yeah,
button.
you're.
What the?
I'm on the beach.
What the heck happened?
You should not be
Oh,
on
I
the
see.
beach. I put my flag on the
You
thing.
put the player flag on there too.
I did. That's
Well,
it's there.
I do see the campus.
I
Yeah.
do not for some reason.
Refresh
that's
your
weird.
page.
That is very weird.
All right. Yes, I see the campus now.
Right. And she is sitting there calmly waiting for you.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, have a seat.
I carefully sit down, cautiously.
There are no hidden traps in the chair. This is not Dungeons and Dragons that we're playing.
I know, I'm just, but I'm still very suspicious of her.
Can't blame you on that one.
All right. So, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I know you're a majorette.
What?
Okay.
And the reason I know is probably going to shock you a little bit.
Yeah?
And what she does is she puts her hand on the desk, and you see one of her fingernails looks, you know, everything looks proper and fine for a moment until you see a strange chitinous growth form out, turning it into a kind of claw.
What?
And then back to normal again.
I don't understand.
I believe you all, I believe you're familiar with my old fling, Patrick.
I dry swallow. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I have some good news and bad news. The bad news is she puts her finger on her forehead.
Hmm.
He's right here.
Uh,
He sees you right now. And he wants me to devour your body. And she gives a light smirk. The good news is he has no control right now.
What?
how is that possible?
She pulls open a drawer at her desk and puts a small, half-used vial of something onto it.
Misery.
Oh, you're familiar with this then?
Yes.
Yes. I will say, misery is a good name for it because it doesn't exactly, well, I suppose we could call it a depressant in the same way that alcohol is. Only, different.
Yes.
Whatever it is, it keeps Patrick underpowered. But it's had certain other side effects. She moves over to a cabinet and pulls the cabinet aside to reveal two large, roughly fist-shaped holes in the wall.
Ew.
I'm less surprised by this. I kind of glance away. Yeah, I'm all too aware of those side effects.
So, you know what's happening to me then,
Yes.
alright? Talk.
What's there to say?
How about what the hell's going on with me?
You're turning into an Oni by drinking that.
A what?
My own partner tried to do that to me as well.
An Oni. I don't understand. What's an Oni?
It's basically a demon.
She stares blankly a moment. A demon.
Yes.
I'm turning into a demon by drinking that misery stuff.
Yes. And the same thing almost happened to me.
And do you know what will happen if I don't drink that?
Yes, I've got a pretty good understanding.
Do you? Do you now?
He's going to take over.
Yeah, I guess you do. First, I couldn't get rid of him even after he left. He was the only thing I could think about for weeks. And he's back. And it turns out he was some kind of mindless bug. There was never a person in there at all.
Uh, he was never.
No. As it turns out, Patrick was just a bug that knew what to say to people.
I see.
Turns out he doesn't know how to say anything else other than what's sure to make them depressed. Sort of like one of those ridiculous AI conversation bots, programmed to respond in specific ways.
So there's no mastermind or anything.
No. No mastermind, no mustache-twirling supervillain, just a giant bug.
There's gotta be a way we can get rid of him then.
And here I thought that was your job.
It is my job. But I thought we had defeated him before.
Well, I suppose my question boils down to one simple thing.
Yes.
Can you help me or not?
I'll do what I can. I will stop at nothing to help you.
Mm-hmm. That's not the most encouraging answer I could have expected. So, what's the first step?
I have healing abilities. I don't know if that will do much. But I
She
can
looks at herself.
try and purify him from you.
All right. How does it work?
It won't hurt. It's actually usually quite calming. I'm going to
Mhm.
use water to wash over you.
She kind
Try
of
and get him out.
furrows her eyebrow at this. Right. Should I change for this or?
You're fine.
Very well. Where do we get this water from? Will just any water do?
It's just kind of manifested when I use my powers. I would recommend, though, that you cover your eyes for a moment.
All right. She raises her hands to her face and covers it.
Spritzia Cascade.
And cue Magical Girl transformation!
Yep.
And it is complete.
Yes.
Well, she says, that was noisy. I assume I can uncover my eyes now?
Yes, it's safe now.
And then she uncovers her face and looks at you, scanning you from top to bottom. Wow, you don't look like the same person anymore. Oh, if only I had more students that looked like you. Holy crap.
No.
Moving on.
It wouldn't be a state competition we would lose. All right, so get to manifesting or whatever it is that you're supposed to do.
I raise my hand up towards her, and I speak purify.
And now give me a roll.
Just a d20?
Yeah, just the d20.
Could be worse.
Could be better.
It could be a lot better.
All right. So, the water envelops her, and it sort of has a purifying effect, but it's one that's kind of resulting in, shall we say, rather anguish. She wraps her arms around her chest and digs her nails into her upper arms, trying not to scream about it. And she says, "What is this?" And then Spritzia, she chimes in, "Oh no. I think you're purifying the misery out of her."
No.
Uh,
I stop immediately.
And when the water dissipates, there's a strong kind of floral scent in the air.
No.
Oh boy.
I can't go on like this. All these things that have been going on just keeps bringing him back to me. I think it's starting to take her over.
It would be a lot easier to stop him like this anyway.
Wait, what?
All right. One more time, but there comes a knock at the office door.
Ah, I cried.
Everything all right in there? And then they kind of open slowly.
Yes, everything's fine. There's no need to enter.
Okay. And the door starts to close a little bit. And then Spritzia hovers to the small crack in the door there. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is, but he's still looking in.
Is it bad I'm tempted to say ice wall the door?
I'm not Splash.
Sorry. At this point, you gotta do something to at least block the door before at least the guy gets hurt.
I was gonna get like a chair. but yeah. Amathia knows that, understands that joke a little bit more better than most people here. And it was your fault!
Yeah, you chose to end up like that, though.
Back on task.
Fine.
So, I heard something about grabbing a chair.
Yes. I'm going to place a chair right in front of the door.
Okay. Place chair right in front of the door, and someone fell out of the call.
Wait, what?
Welcome back.
Oh. I guess I left.
Oh.
I heard, like, someone leaving the call, and then I suddenly left.
Well, I didn't hear anybody leaving the call. Although, then again, I'm streaming on my end, so...
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
So-
I place a chair in front of the door.
Yeah, I did.
And it is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, now that I think about it...
And now, with this opportunity, I think you might need another roll.
All right.
Please be in.
Except
space.
now, Barbara's sort of just scooting back away from you, just holding herself, saying, "Please, no, I don't need to feel that again, please."
I need to get rid of him.
No, you've done enough, okay? Just go.
Not until this is over.
And she grabs a stapler from her desk and throws it at you.
I dodge it. But yeah, I use my water as a shield.
Okay. So what I'm picturing is a kind of baseball glove made of water catching it in front of you.
That is not what I was thinking. I was kind of thinking more like just like a small dome, like putting up her hand like a small dome around it,
Bloing.
dome of water around it.
Either way, it is now a wet stapler
Mm-hmm.
that does nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's trying to open the window and crawl out that way.
Oh, no, you don't. I immediately create a wall around her.
Good.
And that wall muffles the screaming that's coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the guy on the other side of the wall doesn't really understand what it is that he's hearing.
Hey, one can hope at this point.
And I'm going to purify again.
Alrighty, one more roll.
Be better than the last roll. What?
Ah!
What the hey?
Alright.
Seriously, what's going on?
And well, you attempt the purification, except yeah, we have a bit of a problem.
Yes.
You think?
She goes through a kind of, shall we say, transformation. That you know that door?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You and that door just got really well acquainted at about 40 miles an hour.
Oh no.
And the poor guy on the other side is now acquainted with both the door and the wall on the other side of the hall.
Ooh. Cartoon moment in a bad way.
Oof.
Yeah, turns out you're being pinned there by a very large, shall we say, mantis-style pincer. Luckily, the sharp part is not what's pressing you there.
Good.
But it's still big and it's heavy and it's disproportional to the rest of the size of her body.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
I'm going to keep trying to get to. I'm going to try again.
Okay, but before you can accomplish anything, you're going to need to, wrestle away this thing because you're currently pinned at the moment. So we're going to need to put opposing strength checks.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll for strength, and I roll for strength.
Instructor too. As a bug.
As a bug, yes, that happens from time to time,
A very giant bug. And that is only a 15.
Hang on, I gotta pick up those. Oh, come on, where is it?
Dum diddly dum 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 diddly dum 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 dum
Okay,
dum dum.
and that goes to... Okay. Easily beat a 15! Yes, and so the the struggle continues. You're about to push her off of yourself, and then you hear oh behind you.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
sorry.
And with that moment of hesitation, she just sort of presses you harder, keeping you pinned there. And then her other arm starts to roil and change. And, yeah, she's about to shoot out another big pincer thingy at you.
Oh no.
I'm
So-
going to keep trying to fight my way out.
Okay. So, you get one more chance. Roll again.
Worse. Ah!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Why?
Oh, poor thing. And so, before it has a chance to, yeah, this arm thing. Before you have a chance to push that thing off of you, the other arm lurches out, and it is another praying mantis style pincer, and it's about to collide with your head. And before it does, we actually see something happen. It just sort of like stops.
Huh?
And it stops, she struggles a little bit, and then flies out the window.
Oh no.
What just happened?
Outside, you see Psyche, I'm here, it's okay. I will protect you from the giant bug. Oh, that is not a good combination of body parts.
Ugh.
And yeah, it is now 2 majorettes against 1 increasingly buggy lady.
Yes.
Okay, so should I like squash it or not, I guess?
Just
Cuz it's a bug.
I'm too I'm too shaken up right now to even respond properly. Where's Rin?
Oh, Ren, that's a good question. Also, have you seen Daru anywhere?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Last time I saw her, I was fighting the neckbeard guy. He was a video game. Very long story. But then she shouted something about a high score in pizza, and then I lost her.
Of course. Anyhow, I'm going to try and compose myself.
Roll me a will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she is not doing well.
Oh.
No. No, she is not. Ugh. If this keeps on going, we might lose a majorette tonight.
No!
Alrighty. So, she gets up, and a pair of gigantic wings sprouts from her back as she screams, "Leave me alone!" And then she tries flying up into the air.
Matt,
And
stop her!
right. Then she takes out her camera and tries taking a picture of her. Now, let's see. We had
Please work.
so agility, fighting. Yes, that would be a fighting roll, which for her is kind of bad. And ka-chunk. Oh,
Finally.
Nice.
she holds up the camera, ka-chankles, and yeah, lots of weird, shiny light chains reach out and wrap themselves around the bug lady. She screams and shrieks as she tries